We're going to get started here in a second, guys. Not going to be a very long stream today. Probably about an hour or so. Definitely not like we did yesterday. I'm currently looking at Microsoft just gave me an alert for a new bullish day, but it doesn't have a bullish day just yet. But very strong. Nice bounce off the daily trail. Starbucks still looking pretty bearish. Pepsi still waiting on that new bullish. Bitcoin bouncing off the auto SR line for now. Very clean breakdown. Saw a dip about 20%, 21%. Pretty massive failure. You are finding some support on the lower time frames. This is one of the most beautiful charts here on Bitcoin is the 3-day VWAP. 3-day VWAP bands have been very solid since we opened around 86. You had that failure of VWAP here, and then you were never able to regain VWAP. Failure, failure, failure. We've had multiple tests of VWAP, all of which are failing. You're also seeing nice bounces off the bottom of the bands here. The bands are starting to go sideways. So we are seeing a little bit of a support come in around 82. Hard resistance on your 3-day VWAP at 84. The previous 3-day VWAP closed at 93. You saw that descending pattern on VWAP. 3-day close, 3-day close. Then you had the lower consecutive days. I closed my Ethereum long. Let me see, I can pull it up here. And sadly, my short on my high risk account I took yesterday in Discord got stopped out. I had a $100 trail and I was targeting 84 and 82.30. So we would have almost caught the bottom perfectly. The bottom of this move here was 82.15, 82.20, and 82.30. So my 82.30 target was perfect. Sadly, we were stopped out on that last little bounce. So right here, when is that? That is right here. I had a $100 trail. It bounced $115. So just barely stopped out my trail. And then we failed right to my targets. So a little brutal there, but it's all right. We still made a nice little 1.5% profit on that trade. Could have made way more if it went down and hit our target. Let's see. If it would have hit our target, we would have been looking at a 86.70 was our entry. Beautiful short. Would have been looking at about a 5% move. So, could have made a nice profit there. That was my short that I took on my high risk account overnight. And then this was our trade on Ethereum. We closed Ethereum right before it started to dip. I closed it for a 3% profit at 171. So currently Ethereum is at 167. So it was a really good trade. 171 was right about here. So we closed when it started to pull back. I could have shorted, but I just closed my long. I didn't go short. And I looked to oh, actually, I need to check my main account. I should have got filled. I should have been filled on my Ethereum longs. Let's take a look. Oh, they weren't filled. Why were they not filled? Oof. My order was 161.50. Okay, so I missed this fill barely. What is that? What is that difference? What's going on, Sawyer? Jesus. We missed it by less than $1. What's the low there? 162.20. We missed it by 70 cents. Oof. That sucks. So I'm looking to get filled on some Ethereum longs. I closed my current longs. If we start to break out, I'll probably re-enter, but I'm looking to buy lower. I didn't like my previous Ethereum long, so I scalped it, and now we're looking for a another entry. I'm currently in a long on my high-risk account on Bitcoin, and I'm still holding my longs on my main account long-term. Main account is down about 3%, but that's not too crazy because, like I said, I'm looking long-term. You added a little bit today? Nice, man. Yeah, I think this dip is really good. We could definitely see a second dip down to the mid sevens. So just be ready for that. What I'm planning on doing is if we dip below like 82, I'm probably going to hedge my long, and then I'm going to look to add on to my long while I'm hedging it. That's my plan. I'm not just going to let it bleed me out. I am going to look for shorts if we start to break down. I'm not just going to keep adding on to my long. You guys know me. I don't like adding on to losing positions. Very rare that I build trades like this. But because this is a massive dump in Bitcoin, 20% drop, I am looking to buy the dip long term. So I typically do not build positions like this, but we're changing it up. I cashed out my largest Bitcoin holding, or my largest crypto holding, way back at like 12,700. So I'm starting to build a long-term position with that money that I cashed out way back at 12.7. So we're already looking at a 35% gain just on that value that I cashed out. Another thing, guys, that new indicator is published on the website. It's not 100%. The website's not 100% finished. I still need to add like little images. I need to make the video for the indicator. But besides that, it's all finished. Let me pull it up here. Let me open it in a private browser so it doesn't show the, because I'm in like a developer window. So I need to add like a 3D image here, and then I need to add a new video. So right now it just shows the Momo video, but don't bother clicking on that. That's not the video for this indicator. I need to add a video, and then I need to add the 3D image. Everything else is accurate. It's a very simple indicator, so I don't see... the video is not going to be very complicated. The indicator does basically everything for you. The only thing the indicator doesn't have is take profits. It has the breakout bars when the volatility is breaking structure. And then it has the stop losses. It does not have the take profits. Those we'll be adding in the future. I've talked about this many times on stream. Take profits are very difficult compared to entries. Entries are easy. Take profits are hard. Because there's so many different ways that you can take profit on indicators, scripts, algos, trading strategies, whatever you want to call them. There's so many different ways you can take profit. It's very difficult to code take profits into indicators to make them fit well with every strategy. Entries are easy. Entries are, you just find the strategy that works, you find the entries, and then you color code them or whatever you want to do. The take profits are the difficult part. One thing I didn't mention on stream yesterday, the spreads are starting to climb again, but yesterday when we had that massive dip, the spreads were basically annihilated. There were no spreads. What I mean by spreads is I'm talking about perpetual contract to the futures contracts. Before that dip, the spreads were pretty big. And if we zoom out on the daily, you can see the spreads were pretty big before that dip. They were about negative 400. Then it spiked all the way up to 200. So these contracts were very different before that dip. You can see it went from negative 300, meaning there was a premium on the contract, and then it went all the way down to almost break even. So there was no spread. And you can see this is the March contract. So you had the perpetual, it was at a negative $400 premium. So meaning the March contract was $400 more expensive than the perpetual. And then we saw that dip yesterday and it put it all the way to zero. And now we're back to $200 premium. So these spreads are pretty much annihilated. The September spread is pretty much zero because it actually closes tomorrow, I believe, in 2 days. In 2 days, the September contract is going to be canceled. So typically, you'll see these spreads close when you have the end of the contract. It's approaching expiration. I've been sitting in cash position for a while now, so to see a dip, might as well add a bit. Yeah, exactly, man. If you're sitting in cash, or if you cashed out at like 10K, 11K, 13K, definitely not a bad idea to start buying back in around here. You could even buy down to like 7.5, down to 6,000. I think long term, they're really good buys. Like I said, if it continues to dip, all you have to do is hedge your bets, take some shorts, and you can make money both ways. Don't just let your contracts bleed. You can definitely hedge it on the way down. I thought about closing my main account on this move up here. I could have taken a small profit. I could have taken about a 1 or 2% profit, and then I could have got in lower. But I decided not to because I don't want to keep trading this trade. I want this trade to just run. I don't want to keep getting in and out, in and out, in and out every time that I think it's going to dip or it's going to rise. I'm trying to really let this long-term trade be a long-term trade. So yeah, I could have gotten a better entry. I could have made some nice money if I closed there and then re-entered. But I'm trying to avoid that mentality of constantly getting in and out of this trade. That's what I'm doing on my high-risk account. So I'm using my high-risk account to trade those moves. And I would have caught this entire move if it wasn't for that $115 bounce. Sadly, it bounced just a little too hard. Because even like this bounce here, that bounce was only like 70, so I wouldn't have got stopped out. Let's see, this bounce here. Well, okay, this bounce was 100, but this already hit my target, so my targets were already hit. So this bounce here just killed me by $15 about. So I missed out. I captured this move, but I missed out on this move here, which isn't too crazy. Sticky told me that Veritone was actually moving today. We closed our Veritone. I got shaken out of Veritone. But yeah, Veritone does look like it's moving. You have that accumulation. You've failed downward. So if Veritone regains that accumulation low around like around my initial entry, we could look to get back in. So are you long or flat? So I'm long on both accounts right now. I'm gonna be taking shorts whenever I feel there's gonna be dips. I take shorts on my high risk account, which we did we did off stream yesterday. We took a few trades off stream. If you guys are in the Discord, you guys were alerted to all my trades. We are having a hell of a month. I'm up 17. God, my throat is killing me. I'm up about 17% on my Coinbase account. I'm up 35% on my high risk account, and I'm up about 5% or so on my main account. So we are doing very well. We are actually doing better than last month. Sticky is also up about 30+% on his accounts as well. With all the new additions to our Discord, the bots, and the free indicators and everything, we're going to be raising the price of our Discord pretty soon. But like I said, I'm going to be releasing that new promotion for the trial. So if you guys want to trial the Discord, we're going to be releasing a like $50 1-month trial. And then if you guys plan on buying the Discord after that trial, you can just take $50 off your final price. So it's basically like the trial is free. What's going on, Moneybag? What's going on, Ride, Sneaky, Radu? How you guys doing, man? See another leg down for Bitcoin, or you think this is it? I could see another leg down, 100%. I could definitely see another leg down to like the mid 7s. But for now, I'm not going to anticipate another move down. I'm going to buy the dip here like this is the move down. And then if it starts to break down, like I said, around like 82, I'll probably fully hedge my long-term play. And then I'll look to start re-entering my long-term play around like mid 7s. But for now, this was a 20% drop. So a 20% drop is big enough for me to start buying. I'm not going to continue to anticipate a 30% drop. This was a big enough drop for me 22%. Definitely big enough for me to start buying. You took a long on Veritone and Roku? Yeah, nice, man. Veritone, I was just talking about this before you got in. Veritone is starting to bounce. So we got in Veritone a little too early. I got shaken out of Veritone. I thought this was going to be the accumulation that pushed us higher. But sadly, we got shaken out of it. And now we're starting to push higher. But yeah, I like Veritone. I like Veritone. If we get a... I need to set an alert on this. If we get a new bullish trend here, could look really good. You're in Tel Aviv right now, so last night for me. Oh, you're in Tel Aviv. I got you. Yeah, Roku doesn't look bad either. You have a pivot coming in on the daily. If this pivot holds, this could be beautiful. We haven't seen a blue pivot since way back here, like $33. This could be a really nice pivot. We don't have a bullish structure yet. If it goes bullish, you will see a white bar. It's currently still black, so we don't have a bullish structure just yet. 4-hour massive bull div on the Momo. You do have a beautiful bull div here on the Momo. So if you are a Momo trader, looks really clean. Looks like the altcoins are bouncing a little bit. You have about a 5% gain across the board. Not too bad. I want to see this break through VWAP. It needs to break through its 3-day VWAP. You can see how we've had beautiful failures along this VWAP every time it touched it. So I really want to see this start to break through VWAP. Bull div's kind of starting to play out on the RSI for Roku on the 4-hour. Yeah, I was just looking at that. You had a bull div on the Momo as well. Hey, Keith, what's going on, man? Do you think Link has more upside or money is better spent? So I'm not really buying any altcoins right now, except for like Ethereum. But I think you did just see a massive correction in Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin does start to consolidate here, the overall altcoin market should do well. Because you saw a massive dip downward, and now you could see some consolidation, and that should be good. Sorry, guys, I have an eyelash in my eye. Fuck. That consolidation should be good for the overall market. I'll take a look at Link here in a second. Yeah, Link is pretty bearish here. You're still below VWAP, downtrending. You have a support coming in around 196. You did have a nice buy up there on the daily. That white bar there was your confirmation. Your volume is low? What do you mean, my voice volume? Or my music? I can turn it up a little bit here. That should be a little better. Oh, but yeah, Link looks like it found support. Really nice bounce here. You had that white bar come in, confirming your bullish trend. Your 4 hour is very clean here. You have your white bar way back here. You had your pivot bar come in, called the bottom to the candle. 48% gain. I talked about this multiple times. When you have a pivot bar form during a Momo double buy, it is a very good indication of the direction that it's going to move in. You had a pivot bar form here during that Momo double buy, and that called the bottom beautifully to the candle. So you could have bought that pivot. You would have been up like 48, 50%. You could have waited for confirmation. You had beautiful confirmation. The Momo flipped bullish. You had your OTS flip bullish. You flipped the trail. You flipped the auto SR. Basically, everything was bullish around this structure here. And then you have your buy up. You had a buy signal there on the trail. You flipped bullish again. And now you're starting to see a lot of distribution. So people are taking profit finally. You're still bullish on everything on my screen. So long term still looks pretty decent. Or short term. You could wait for a buy signal on the trail. You could wait for the auto SR. You could wait for another trend shift. But overall, looks pretty bullish. Not sure what this was. Weekly looks really good. Weekly bounced perfectly off the auto SR. You had a dip from the high here all the way down. About 62%. Bounced perfectly off that auto SR midline. Same thing we saw here. Bounced off that midline there. And now we're finding some buyers. If this flips green or white again, you could definitely look for a long-term bullish play. Something to keep an eye on is the OTS is turning black here on the weekly. And this is our first black bar since the dip down in January. And you can see the last time we turned black, it led to that massive bear market. I don't think that's going to happen here, but we could keep an eye on it. It's definitely not looking too good. The Momo's getting ready to lose 10. You're already bearish on the short-term momentum. So, not looking too good. We definitely want to see a bounce here or very soon. Or most of your support is not until that kind of low 7,000 range, high 6,000. We definitely want to start to see a bounce. You can see the 3-day trail was trying to support price as much as it could. You had all of these buy signals. They all acted as beautiful, beautiful dip buys. Every single one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You had 8 opportunities to buy the dip. All of these gave you very nice scalps. But then you broke the trail. You flipped red. So you are definitely turning bearish. But look at where you are here on the 3-day. You have massive support here. You have the auto SR, you have a pivot, you have the 72 moving average. You're also finding support on the Momo. So everything looks pretty decent for a bounce here. That's why, like I said, I'm already starting to buy the dip. If it does break these supports, you can definitely start to flip into some shorts. But it is looking pretty good for a dip play here. The open interest got annihilated on Bitcoin, or on BitMEX. We're down to about 700 million, so we lost about 300 million in open interest. You hope for at least 9K on the latest long? Yeah, so on my latest long, I want to see at least 9K, probably like 9.2. 9K, 9.2 would be really good. It's not finding any buyers here. It keeps getting bought up and then failed. We do have like a descending triangle forming. One of the biggest problems that I see with this dip right here is it seems like nearly everybody is buying this dip, which is not a good thing. Because with how many people that we see, like on Twitter or just talking in any of these communities, nearly everybody is buying the dip. But we're not really seeing that strong of a reaction for how many people are buying right here. So it's definitely being suppressed. You definitely have some big sellers pushing it down. So we could easily see a new low. We could easily see below 8,000. NQ is rocketing, so maybe that's why. What do you mean? The NASDAQ? Hold on, what are you referring to? You're saying NQ is rocketing, so maybe that's why. What were you referring to? What does this relate to? What do you think about overstock? Let's take a look. Looks pretty good on the short term. You have a beautiful pivot here. You're starting to flip bullish. You have some good momentum in the upside. You're above your 50 moving average. Maybe that's why no one's buying Bitcoin. You have a nice pivot here on overstock that looks like you're getting buyers before you even touch that pivot. Take a look at the Ichimoku. Approaching your Tenkan line on the Ichimoku. If you break through the Tenkan line, you have some resistance at 14.50. And then you don't have your baseline until like $19. But yeah, it looks really good. Massive bull div. Look at the momentum here. Momentum is climbing rapidly while price took a dive here. So price took a dive, but look at the Momo. It's climbing rapidly. So, yeah, I like that. You could take a low risk trade, or I would take a low risk trade probably around like this 12.30, and then stop loss below the low, and then look for a gap fill around like 15. Not too bad. You can see what happens when this momentum flips. So you flipped bullish here. You flipped bullish, and then boom. Massive move up. Even here, you flipped bullish and you had that move up, but you had a lot of resistance on that move. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I still like our Zuo play. Zuo still looks pretty good. You are distributing still. You could see a push down to like 1470 or so, but I'm still liking it overall. Still very bullish here. 12 hour getting a buy signal on the trail. Very flat cloud acting as support. You also have that Kumo twist there. Looks pretty good. You want to see some momentum coming on the Momo though. Not really any momentum here. Starbucks still getting destroyed. Tyson still looks like a really good short. If you look at the Momo on the 4 hour, each time the Momo shifts up, it makes a massive move. What was that on? Was that on Overstock? Yeah. You basically flipped, and then you had all these little peaks here. Flipped up there, you had that nice move up, flip, move. If this flips here, you could definitely see a big move. This price action is horrendous. Massive, nice, beautiful uptrend. Like a 60% correction. 60% correction from that move. Another fail downward, new low. Beautiful uptrend. And then an instant failure all the way down to like $12. They're getting destroyed. I haven't eaten a single thing today. I've been working on the website basically all day. Haven't eaten anything. I need to get some food after stream. That's why stream's not going to be too long today. I'm going to end stream probably in like 20 minutes or so. Go get some food. It sucks that Bitcoin is really volatile right now because I got a lot of stuff I need to get done, but it's hard to... Excuse me, it's hard to work on the site when Bitcoin's going crazy. I need to trade, because above all else, I'm a trader, so I need to trade, make some money. But I got a lot of stuff I got to do on the website. So many opportunities, 100%, man. There's a lot of opportunities out there, especially when you're just scanning through charts, looking at like the Momo, looking at like Ichimoku. There's so many trades that can be made. And that's something we're working on currently, is getting some scanners made for like Momo and Ichimoku and stuff. Oasis Trading Suite. There's so many clean trades just looking at long-term charts like 4 hours dailies, and just looking at these trend shifts. Like I told you guys many times, like just looking at the 4 hour OTS trading suite, when this thing shifts black or green, these moves are typically massive. Like just following these trends are massive moves. You see black to white, big move, white to black, big move. Like you get a few of these little fake outs when you're in a sideways choppy market. That's why this is a trending indicator. But when you see these strong trends, look at how much these things move. Like it shifts black to white, boom. White to black, massive moves. There's so many opportunities that can be traded. So we're looking at ways that are, we can scan the markets and bring these opportunities to our attention. And that's why we've been working so much in the Discord to get all these bots made. And we don't want to be staring at charts all day long. We want to have robots doing that stuff for us. Sorry guys, I have like no energy right now. Need some food. Thinking about getting some pupusas, maybe some chicken and rice. There's this really good authentic El Salvadorian chicken place down the street. If you guys haven't had El Salvadorian style chicken, or even like pupusas, I highly recommend. Very good. You guys know what a pupusa is? I actually found how crazy it is. I asked a lot of my trading buddies in Discord. I told them I was getting pupusas. None of them knew what it was. You guys know what that is? If you guys if you guys live in an area that has a high Spanish population, you probably know what I'm talking about. I live close to the capital, so we have everything. We've got Asian food, Indian food, Spanish food, Italian food, Greek food, American food, obviously. I'm a big fan of Asian food, Spanish food. Very, very good. Is it like that in most areas? Like where you guys live, do you guys have a bunch of different ethnicities of food? Or is that not standard? Like are your food places in your areas, are they different cultures, or is it mainly like one culture that kind of takes over your area? Because I've never been like where I live and like where most of my family lives, it's always been like multicultural uh, areas. So food is pretty easy to find in different places. Yeah, New York City, yeah, for sure New York City is a melting pot. New York City definitely has different cultures. Halal stands. Yeah, we're not like a city. I don't live in like a city, so we don't have like food stands and stuff like that. The closest thing we have to that are like food trucks, and most of the food trucks in my area are all Spanish food. I've never had like halal meat or like I haven't had much Middle Eastern food. There's a few Middle Eastern places around me, but I've never had them. I stick to mainly Spanish food or Asian food. I mean, Asian's a big word. More of like Japanese, Chinese. There's Korean barbecue around here as well. Korean barbecue's good. There's this one place by me. You pay $25, and it's kind of like a hibachi style place where they kind of cook it in front of you, or they let you cook it. And it's mainly Korean barbecue, and you can eat as much as you want. They'll keep giving you rice, and they'll keep giving you chicken and steak or whatever. Pretty dope. Kosher meat is by far the best. I don't think I've had kosher either. Man, this range is killing me. This is like a short-term version of what we just dealt with for 3 months. You have a descending triangle, very clear, lower highs into a support. Looks like we want to break downward, but no real confirmation. A 1 hour is giving you a very slight bull div, but it's an extended bull div, not very strong. You also have a pivot failure here, so if I had to say, overall, it looks pretty bearish. The thing with kosher meat is they won't slaughter the animal if there's any scratch or blemishes on it. That's crazy. What is kosher exactly? Kosher is, it's not like organic, right? Or is it similar to organic? I can't remember the exact, like, definition of kosher meat. Kosher, food or premises in which food is sold, cooked, or eaten, satisfying the requirements of Jewish law. Yeah, but what exactly is kosher? Private farms, they watch the animals very close, make sure they're 100% shape all the way to the end. Is kosher meat like way more expensive than regular meat? It's way more expensive? That's what I thought. Yeah. $60 a kilo? Jesus. Your BSV position's doing nice? Yeah, it looked pretty good when we went over it yesterday. It was pretty solid. Are you in USD or are you in the Bitcoin pair? You're in the USD pair? Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks pretty solid. Anything above like 83 is looking pretty good. You FOMO'd in at 75? Yeah, it's pretty solid. You're just sitting on profits now. You could just trail it all the way up. Put in a couple dollar trail or something. How big of a move is this? This was a 30% bounce. Jesus. That was a hell of a bounce for BSV. Looks like it's ready to take off here. You've consolidated in this range. You're getting ready to break the range. You do have a little bit of resistance left. Looks pretty solid, though. I'd probably put a stop loss around like 83-ish. 83, 82. Like below the range. And then just let it run. Looks pretty solid. But alright guys, sorry about the really short stream, but I am starving. I literally have not eaten anything all day. So I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to go get some food. If I take any more trades or anything, I'll let you guys know in Discord. But as of right now, we're still long Bitcoin. We are long Zuo. We're still holding our options on Zuo, which are up about 70% still, I think. 60 or 70%. That's basically it. Haven't taken any other stock trades anytime recently. I'm going to look to start taking some more stock trades once Bitcoin probably calms down. But yeah, guys, appreciate you guys being here. I will be streaming tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. Probably will be a little bit longer stream tomorrow. Probably our standard, like, hour and a half. So yeah, catch me then. If I see anything crazy, I'll let you guys know on Twitter or Discord. But for now, pretty standard, just consolidating. But alright guys, I will catch you guys tomorrow. You guys have a good night. See you later.